Good evening. I'm 14 First Alert meteorologist Arden Gregory, and I'm pleased to see we've got some people on here tonight. I wasn't sure how many we'd pick up at 9 p.m. on the 4th of July. I figure most folks are out watching a fireworks show somewhere, which is something we're keeping an eye on. This is a live look at the Owensboro Riverfront, just packed with people there as they should be getting the fireworks show underway there here in the next 15 minutes or so. And in Evansville, also a ton of people along the riverfront. I've been hearing lots of fireworks, but I haven't seen the main show start along the riverfront there just yet. We are still on alert, although I will say it's kind of a low-level alert at this point. The worst of this is behind us. The heat wave has really broken for the most part. We'll still have some heat index values in the triple digits tomorrow, but I think we'll stay out of that danger zone of 105 or higher. I think today was the last day of that dangerous heat, but we still have another chance for some scattered storms as we get into tomorrow as well, and this may include heavy rain, lightning, and a damaging wind threat too. We've had some isolated severe storms the past couple of days, tonight included. We were tracking these as these storms came in from the west earlier this afternoon, and we did briefly have a severe thunderstorm warning for Gibson, Posey, and Vanderburgh counties this afternoon. There were some more severe thunderstorms just outside of the tri-state to our southwest. But as those storms moved in, they did start to weaken out a bit. I know we still had quite a lot of lightning. There were some things, like the Fourth Fest down in Madisonville got delayed because of the lightning going on there. But now those storms have really weakened out. You'll notice we're not seeing any of the reds or orange showing up in the tri-state anymore. All of the lightning is down to the southwest, closer to Litchfield and down toward Bowling Green. So we still have some rain out there, but it's lighter rain. It's not any thunderstorms, no lightning, nothing that's dangerous. So a lot of those fireworks shows, as long as there's no lightning, I think will probably still go off, but you may have to sit in the rain to watch them. So just keep that in mind. Moving forward with the rest of our night, this rain will continue to taper off, and I think we'll probably dry things out by about 11 o'clock this evening, and then we'll be dry through the rest of the overnight hours. Tomorrow, there is an isolated chance of rain in the morning, so don't be shocked if you get a stray shower or maybe even a brief thunderstorm early in the day on Sunday. We then have just some very spotty chances on through the middle of the day, but our best chance of rain looks like it's going to be late Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening, mainly after 4 or 5 p.m. And then we've got scattered rain and thunderstorms. Now, this is going to be a lot like the rain we've had the past couple of days, where not everyone is going to see it. It may not move very quickly. These storms will just kind of bubble up and then hang out wherever they are, but they may present a risk of some isolated strong to severe storms through Sunday evening. Now, a lot of the events were obviously today on the 4th of July, but folks have things going on through the entire weekend. I know Mount Vernon's fireworks are tomorrow. We've still got Praise in the Park going on in Madisonville tomorrow. So some of these events could still be impacted by this chance of storms Sunday evening. But just like we've seen the past couple of days, once the sun sets, those storms will really start to weaken and fall apart. So there may still be some rain hanging around at sunset when those fireworks shows would be happening on Sunday, but it does seem like the thunderstorm threat would probably be starting to come to an end by then, and then the rain will taper off entirely as we go into the overnight hours Sunday night. As for our risk of any kind of strong to severe storms, this is the risk for today. We're still technically sitting at a level 1 risk for an isolated severe storm, but really they just haven't updated that yet. That was more for earlier today. Our thunderstorm threat has come to an end at this point. I do want to look ahead to tomorrow. Notice that they have us in this risk of just general run-of-the-mill thunderstorms, but there is a marginal risk just to our southeast. I would not be shocked if that gets pulled back a little bit closer into the tri-state. Just with what I'm looking at, I do still think that there is at the very least a flooding threat with the storms on Sunday. Like I said, they may not go anywhere very quickly, so wherever they set up, they would put down possibly some heavy rain over one location for a while, and we could get some very isolated flooding, kind of like the storms that we had Thursday and Friday. And I wouldn't rule out some isolated damaging winds or even some small hail as well, even into tomorrow. Again, the greater risk of severe weather was yesterday and today, but I wouldn't rule out an isolated stronger storm Sunday evening. I just wouldn't count it out just yet. Checking in on the comments here. Sari hoping to do some fireworks in Henderson. Yeah, like I said, maybe still a little rain, but the lightning threat is over. Jeff Miller picked up a little more than a ½ inch of rain in Sava. Laura watching from Dawson Springs. Good evening, Cheyenne. William got a trace of rain by Bossy Field. Good evening, Deborah. Happy 4th of July, Nancy and everyone else. Hondo's asking about the extreme heat. And yes, Sari talking about hoping the rain is over before midnight. I think we'll probably be done with the rain by about 11 o'clock at the latest. So I think you would still be able to get those fireworks in there before midnight. For those of you who are waiting for the rain to end completely before you do your fireworks, you're just going to have to push it a little bit later. Now, we had some questions about the heat. The worst of the heat is over. The heat wave really hit its peak Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Thursday, the humidity was just horrible. I feel like Thursday to me felt like the hottest day, but looking at the actual temperatures, Friday was the hottest day so far this year, only by 1 degree though. It was pretty close with Thursday there. Right now our temperatures are in the 70s. That rain really helped cool us off this evening, but I think we'll hold pretty steady there through the rest of the night. We'll probably only drop another degree or two. Some of you may dip into the upper 60s, but I think most of us will bottom out in the low 70s tonight. Again, we had those storms earlier in the night, but now we're down to just a few scattered showers, and those will also taper off here within the next couple of hours. Then it'll be partly to mostly cloudy, but most likely dry for the rest of the night. Sunday, we've got some isolated rain chances earlier in the day, but I think the best chance of rain will be late in the afternoon into the evening, and then that rain kind of winds down once the sun sets. It's not going to be nearly as hot as it has been, but it'll still be pretty steamy out there tomorrow. For the first time all week, I don't think we're going to get into the 90s tomorrow. I think we'll probably top out somewhere in the upper 80s. Now we might get to 90 in some locations. We're going to be pretty close. But you know, the past few days we've been breaking into the low to even mid 90s. So this is going to be a bit of a relief from the heat. Heat index still in the triple digits, but probably peaking around 100 to 103. And again, 105 is the breakover where you're into that danger zone. So I really think that, you know, we've been in that danger zone every afternoon this entire week. So tomorrow is going to feel like a bit of a relief from the heat. I would still use caution. You still need to hydrate, take breaks. Don't do anything too crazy in the warmest part of the days there. But we will see some improvement as the heat wave really started to break earlier this evening. And I think we'll see kind of the last of it tomorrow. So tomorrow we're still on alert, but again, it's kind of a lowered alert compared to earlier in the week. It's still going to be hot, but not necessarily dangerously hot like it was earlier in the week. And we have that chance of storms. Most of them will probably be just general run-of-the-mill thunderstorms, but I wouldn't rule out an isolated stronger storm or maybe a little bit of flooding. And there are still some America 250th Independence Day celebrations happening into tomorrow. So I just wanted to highlight that there is still that storm threat tomorrow evening that could impact things like Mount Vernon's fireworks show or Praise in the Park in Madisonville. I would not rule out the possibility that you could get a storm at either of those events tomorrow evening. So please just be aware of that. Once we get through tomorrow, kind of typical July weather sets up for the first half of next week. It's still going to be hot, but it's going to be just like normal summertime hot, highs in the 80s, heat index in the 90s. We may see a few isolated showers and thunderstorms. Better chances on Monday, but even Tuesday and Wednesday, you could maybe get a pop-up shower just in the heat of the afternoon. Most of us will probably be dry for a good chunk of the first half of the week, though. As we head toward the end of the week, it gets a little warmer and a little more humid. It's still not going to be anything close to the heat and humidity we dealt with this past week. But still, we've got this kind of warm front swinging in. With that, it gets a little warmer, a little more humid, highs maybe reaching 90 again on Thursday, but then our rain chances pick up Thursday night into Friday and could even linger into Saturday. So Friday of this week does seem like our best chance of rain, scattered showers and some thunderstorms likely on Friday there. So just something to keep in mind there. As for our temperature trend, keep in mind upper 80s is right where our temperature should be this time of year. We've spent most of this week in the low to mid 90s, so it was hotter than normal, but we're kind of returning to just kind of typical July heat through the next 7 days. Looking at the extended outlook into the following week then, so this is from Sunday, July 12th up through the 18th. So again, not this upcoming week, but the week after that. We are still seeing a trend toward near to maybe slightly above average temperatures, but it seems like pretty typical July heat as we get into the following week. But we do have a trend toward near to maybe slightly below average precipitation. So we do have a pretty decent chance of rain at the end of this upcoming week. But as we get into the following week, it does seem like a drier weather pattern is going to take back over. Checking in on the comments here. Good evening, Sergeant, Tammy, Becky. Yes, the heat is going to be better. Tomorrow will already be better than it has been, and then the heat really kind of breaks on Monday. Keep in mind, it's still July, folks. It's not going to feel refreshing out there. It's going to be hot. It's supposed to be hot, but we're not going to have that kind of dangerous, just oppressive heat and humidity that we've been dealing with this whole past week. This is going to be more just typical, it's July, and so it's hot kind of heat that we've got on tap this week. Sharon says it rained hard for a few minutes in Sacramento. Yes, we have had these isolated thunderstorms and some bits of heavy rain there. Karen says Owensboro fireworks start at 9:15, so just 3 minutes here. And yes, Laura Gray, it sounds like a war zone in here. You can hear fireworks going off all over the west side of Evansville right now. But the big shows, the ones down on the riverfront run by, Evansville and Bally's, and then the big show in Owensboro there. Both of those, I think, you're right, we're supposed to get started here at 9:15. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Go, stand on your porch and take in the neighborhood fireworks. I'm going to go see how much I can see from the parking lot here as these fireworks get started here at 9:15. But again, the worst of it is behind us. I want to emphasize that the heat wave is almost over. The heat alerts are done. It's still going to be kind of sticky tomorrow, but really nothing compared to what we've been dealing with all week. Tomorrow is kind of a low-level alert day, really to draw your attention to that possibility of a few thunderstorms Sunday evening that I think could impact some lingering holiday plans. So just please be mindful of that if you were going to go to either of those events, as the two big ones I know about are the Mount Vernon fireworks and then Praise in the Park in Madisonville are both going on tomorrow evening. So we'll be watching both of those areas very closely as those storms develop tomorrow evening. And with that, I'm going to wrap this up. Everybody enjoy the fireworks, and hope you've had a wonderful 4th of July, America's 250th Independence Day. I hope you found some way to celebrate that today, and enjoy the fireworks. Try to get some sleep. I know they'll be going off all night long. And for those of you who do still have holiday plans tomorrow, keep in mind, while it will be better, it'll still be hot, and there's still another chance of storms. So we're not totally in the clear yet, but the worst of it is behind us. There is light at the end of the tunnel, brighter days ahead here as far as the weather is concerned. All right, happy 4th of July, everybody. Have a good rest of your night.